Well, healthcare is on everybody's mind as Americans are considering new options through the Affordable Care Act. Now, a new report shows how hospitals in your area are measuring up. Here to talk about the results is Dr. Arkel Giorgio. Good morning, doctor, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us about the report and how this report reacts to what is going on around the nation and so forth.
This report shows that there is wild variation in care across America's hospitals. Here's what we do. We look at over 31 different procedures and conditions across 4,500 hospitals in the United States, and we give consumers information about the mortality and the complication rates for those hospitals. We look at it across all states, including, of course, South Carolina.
And how is that reflected in our state in South Carolina? Of course, we have a lot of folks coming here to retire, and then, of course, new businesses. How is it reflected in the state of South Carolina?
Well, in South Carolina, just like in every state in the country, there's large variation in care, and there's well-performing hospitals and those that have bigger opportunities. But let me give you some statistics that you can relate to with hospitals in your own area. We evaluated 5 different hospitals for stroke, and the mortality rate, the death rate of hospitals in South Carolina ranged from 4.3% to 11.6%. Let me highlight the hospital, though, that got a 5-star rating in that area, and that's Medical University of South Carolina, as well as Roper Hospital. They got 5-star ratings, and they did really quite well. When we looked at 3 hospitals and the variation in their complication rate for hip replacement, again, huge variation that ranged from 1.6% all the way to, get this, 30%. That means that 1 out of 3 people that walked out of, or hopefully walked out of a hospital with a hip replacement had a complication. But the one that, again, got a 5-star for the treatment of hip replacement was Roper Hospital as well. So we'll see that variation across all communities in South Carolina and, frankly, all communities in the country.
And we're so very fortunate right here in Charleston along the coast to have both of those hospitals right in our back door as well. How can the results from this report help people make better health care decisions?
Well, we think it's important that people use quality information to decide where they're going to get care. So often we use convenience. Is the hospital down the street from us? Are we familiar with it? Does it have a reputation that we're familiar with? But really, all of those things do not reflect quality. And we think that it's important that people pick the doctors and the hospitals, that combination of doctor and hospital together, to decide where they're going to get care so that they can get the best outcome and the best care that they deserve.
Thank you.
And so the bottom line is they need to do their homework.
Yes, ma'am. Real quick, where can we get some more information on this for us?
You can get information on healthgrades.com. I want to emphasize that it's not only free, which is important, but it's really easy to use. This was created to make it easy for consumers to get this information and, as I said, to do their homework. So I hope people go and visit and really know before they go so that they can get the best care.
Dr. Giorgio, always a pleasure. Thank you so very much. More Low Country Live coming up right after the break. Stay with us.